So it's going to be 6th place in the session, which is not bad. Oh my god, it's raining. It's torrential condition. Lights out and away we go. And we get our bucket load of wheel spin round the outside of Sebastian Vettel through this traction zone as we're right on the back of him. Are we going to have a look down into this hairpin now? We're going to go for the inside line and lock up a little bit. Going to go on the inside or the outside. No, he hits us actually and smashes way across the apex of that hairpin. But Rosberg ahead is looking very slow coming out of the pit lane. We're going round the outside of turn 1 and turns to the inside of turn 2. Now we're going to the final lap of the race, lap 28. We've got a set of dry tyres on. The conditions are very dry now. First of which will be Max Verstappen as we're going to look up the inside through the second sector. Make a dive bombing move, but we have much more grip. But even so, 5th place. Kind of disappointing really. What is going on, guys? Pomson87 here, and I'm back for round 4, my Williams Redemption career mode. This is part 4 around the Russian Grand Prix in the Sochi Autodromo circuit, I believe it's called. And we're here for qualifying 1, skip practice highlights, as there weren't really that many highlights if I'm honest. So we just went through the recap of last episode there, and the essential goal for this race really is to just try and beat Bottas. Well, essential goal for this qualifying session really is beat Bottas and get, basically win the rivalry challenge ahead of him. So all we need to do is pretty much out-qualify him, and I think we might beat him, at least draw him, if not beat him. So that's our aim so far for this session. This is qualifying 1. Our first lap wasn't actually that good. As we were in like 16th place, I got a whole load of wheel spin there, going out that fast left-hander. As a little bit of wheel spin there as well. He went on the curb, but this lap has been so far much better than the last one. As the last one got us in 16th place, so we're in the chop zone at the moment. We've only about 3 minutes left to go, but we comfortably get through in 8th place there. Which is good to see. For this race, we're looking at practice times. I believe we're about the 3rd to 4th fastest team. We're not as quick as we were in China, but we've still got fairly decent pace, so I should be comfortably in top 10 for this race, hopefully. Just going to try and beat our teammates and the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. And Mercedes might be a little out of our reach, though, unfortunately, unlike China. As you can see, we completely bottled it over the line after setting a 1:38, which is actually a good lap, on the soft tyres, and that got us comfortably through Q2. Well, I actually thought that was pretty funny there, how he bottled it going over the line. I don't think he actually lost us any time at all, really. I think we clipped the grass on the left-hand side and we got spinning into the wall as we have to suffer damage time. But we were retired from the end of the session anyway, so it didn't really affect things that much. As you can see there, we were the only ones to really go through on the soft tyres. The other person on the soft tyres was Daniel Ricciardo, who got knocked out in Q2 there. He's starting 11th place. That's a bit of a shock of the session, as he's trying to take the gamble and it didn't pay off for him, but it paid off for me, I guess. Now going into Q3, as we've already done our first runs, and we're behind Bottas at the moment by about 0.4 of a second, I believe, looking at the previous screen. So we need to find 0.4 of a second over the next lap to try and beat him and get ahead of him in the rivalry challenges. That'd be awesome to see, and also give us much better team results in that team expectation bar thingy. Okay, so now we're going to go out to track and see if we can beat Bottas. The final lap of the session has been pretty good so far. We're a couple of tenths up on our previous time, but 0.2 of a second there as we're going through the second sector and the fast corners here, which in fact I feel pretty good really. Although we don't have the best downforce on our car just yet. As we got a little bit of spill spin once again as the one on the AstroTurf on the outside. Now going through this corner on the start of the DRS straight, we get a pretty good exit, and that's given us another 0.1 of a second, I believe, there. As I open the DRS flap early. Now we're skipping to the end of the lap now. The timing screen actually says that we're down on our previous best. We're going to come across the line now as a steady final 2 corners, and we set a 38.4, narrowly ahead of Bottas. So I think there was a bit of a timing glitch there at the end. It said we was actually slower than our previous best, and really I think we were up. So there's a little bit of a glitch there. I'm not quite sure why that happened towards the end of the lap. But we retired from the session, and we got P5 on the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. That's pretty good, actually. I can be happy with that. I'm going to assume it's the 2 Mercedes and the 2 Ferraris ahead of us, as Ricciardo obviously got knocked out in Q2. This isn't really a Red Bull track, it's more of a power track, which is why Williams is pretty good there. I mean, the actual real-life Russian Grand Prix, I believe they got like 4th and 5th or something like that. While Red Bull didn't even finish in the points. But then again, that was thanks to Kvyat's adventures during that race. But now we actually beat Bottas during the session by a couple of hundredths of a second, very close. And thanks to that achievement there, which tells us we have won the rivalry challenge, as we're going to look now to see how many resource points we got during that session. About 77 there, and now we've got 488 resource points to put in the car. I never mentioned, by the way, at the start of the session, start of the weekend, sorry, we got an upgrade to our car. We're now narrowly ahead of Red Bull in the car development program. But we have now won the rivalry competition 1 point ahead of Valtteri Bottas. So narrowly beating a teammate. That was very close there. 1 more point for Bottas, and he would have he would have drawn with us, really. So that wouldn't have counted for a win, and we probably would have had to do it again, I believe. So it's very, very good that we beat that. So I think for next weekend, for the Spanish Grand Prix, we'll be getting a new rival. Not sure who it will be just yet, as I haven't actually recorded the Spanish Grand Prix just yet. It's also worth mentioning that this race was recorded pre-patch as well. So I haven't yet sampled how the AI behave after the patch was introduced about a week ago. So that'd be interesting to do for the Spanish Grand Prix, which I should record actually in the next day or two. But anyway, we're now going for the session goals, and I believe it will be finish 7th or higher and beat Bottas. So relatively simple aims there, and as you can see, we're nearly into the purple on the team expectations. So it's good to see, really, that we're finally doing well after a sort of slow start to the season. I mean, Australia were miles off the pace. So pretty much for this race ahead of us, I think at AIM it's not bottle it on the final lap. We don't need to do a comeback drive. We need to take it nice and calm, nice and controlled. We want to get into a good position and hold it for the rest of the race. Don't need to do any comeback drives or lose any positions in the last lap, like we did in Bahrain and China, really, where we pitted when you didn't need to in Bahrain. We got a puncture, which cost us a race there. So now we're on the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. We're going to have a look at the strategy now, which is going to be a one-stop, surprisingly, as tyre wear really isn't an issue around this track, which is good, actually, because I struggle with tyre wear constantly throughout this career mode. Starting on the super soft tyres and going to the soft tyres for a long stint at the end. So now we're on the formation lap behind the 2 Ferraris and the 2 Mercedes, who are 1, 2, 3, 4 on the grid, just ahead of our teammate Bottas, who for some reason we lost position to on the formation lap. Can't quite remember why. I guess I was just mucking around again, but at least we actually finished the formation lap, unlike last time when we collided with Vettel. Rather stupidly, really. So now we're focusing on the grid. We want to focus on getting a good start for this race and get a good position, control things, and we might even get a podium if the pace is good enough. So lights out and away we go. And the start isn't that great, if I'm honest. We've got a lot of wheel spin. Bottas has got a pretty good start. He's going to be side by side. It's going down to the run down to turn 2, as he's ahead of us now. And we've got the 2 Ferraris. Vettel going very slowly, touch him in the rear end. There's a cluster of cars going ahead, the Mercedes and Raikkonen. We go round the outside of Vettel and our teammate. We've got a warning for the collision with Vettel there. A small bit of contact there was down the braking zone, but luckily we didn't do a Kvyat right into the back of him. Now Vettel is holding it round our outside through the tricky turn 3. He dives one Raikkonen, and we get up the inside of both of them with the switchback. That was actually a good move there. Nice and strategic, really. Nice double overtake. We've got past both Ferraris, and now we're in 3rd place. We're in the podium positions already, and we've got 2 Mercedes ahead. Whether we're going to catch him, I do not know. As we're going to try and settle into a rhythm to see if we can catch the Mercedes, as up ahead looks like they're battling a little bit. We haven't lost the guys behind, though, either. It looks like Vettel is right on our tail, looking very threatening for this race so far. So our pace isn't that strong at the moment. But then again, the Mercedes, with all their battling, are holding each other up quite a bit. As our Rosberg has just overtaken Hamilton And that's not going to end now, as Hamilton is going to retake Rosberg for the lead. See, real-life Mercedes drivers, this is how you have a clean battle without crashing into each other. So, kind of unrealistic from the game, really, as I set a purple second sector, as of just burning up the fuel, trying to catch up to the Mercedes, as we can see an opportunity here to get past both of them. And now Hamilton has dropped Rosberg slightly, which gives us an opportunity. Hopefully we can take Rosberg going down to the DRS straight, as obviously lap 5 DRS is now available. We missed the apex slightly, so we didn't get the best momentum, and the apex slightly again there, as Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the race. We set a personal best, and we are within the slipstream. We're close enough to Rosberg. We've got good straight line speed in our Williams. The slipstream in this game really is OP. We're in range now to dive down the inside into turn 1. That's exactly what we're going to do. And we've got the move on him. Rosberg goes out wide. He gives us a position, as he knows there's no point fighting that move. And that was a pretty solid move there. And hopefully we can pull away from Rosberg now and get some good pace and maybe catch up to Hamilton. But that is really wishful thinking. I mean, Rosberg, he didn't even wait a whole lap. He's right in the back of us. Come the second DRS straight. He's got good straight line speed as well in the other Mercedes. And we're going to have a look at the inside. We're not going to finish with Rosberg just yet. We lock up both front tyres, as the Mercedes there broke very late. A little bit of contact going through that left-hander. And now we're going to look at the inside into this hairpinny sort of corner. We're trying to get the switch pack, better traction out of this corner as well. We're right in the back of Rosberg. But I don't think we're going to dive up the inside here. We're going to wait to the DRS zone, but we miss the apex, so lose a little bit of momentum there. Going onto the curb, a little bit of wheel spin as well. And that was a bit unfortunate. I don't think we're going to be within range this time, unfortunately. We might have DRS still, but I don't think we're going to be close enough for another dive bombing move into turn 1. Which is kind of disappointing. We've got DRS, we are gaining. Vettel right behind us is looking very, very threatening indeed. But we're not close enough for a dive bomb this time, unfortunately. It's a bit saddening, and unfortunately, Rosberg after that just pulled away, as the Mercedes do in their typical fashion. And come the next lap, I believe, the Ferrari of Vettel is not hanging around. He's going right around our outside. The AI braked very late for that corner, I find, and that's the latest I could have broke, really, and I still locked up both fronts. So it's kind of weird to see. I brake later than the AI going to 1. The AI just brakes so late for that second sector DRS zone. As I was about to demonstrate here, Raikkonen can't brake as late me going to turn 1, and he just runs out of road on the outside of that corner, really. And now that Sainz up ahead of him, as he's going to challenge us now from the second DRS zone. We've got a whole train of cars behind us. Everyone's just within DRS of each other, and it's not allowing me to pull away at all, which is really annoying, because I'm the only one without DRS. As going to try and dive down the inside, but we almost made contact with Sainz. That was as close as you can bloody well get without contact. That was extremely close. But fortunately, because Sainz isn't really that quick, well, not as quick as the Ferraris, we were actually able to stay within DRS range of him. We weren't able to overtake for some reason. I think we just lost a lot of performance on our super soft tyres, but we did manage to keep within DRS range of Sainz there. And that protected us from Raikkonen and the others behind, really, which is good. And now we're going to the pits. We're changing our set of super softs for a set of soft tyres there. And will we rejoin ahead of Toro Rosso? Yes, we will. The Williams pit crew, with their speedy pit stops, have jumped us ahead of the Toro Rosso there, who is between me and Raikkonen as well. So that's all win-win during that pit stop phase, as now we're going to rejoin on the track, where we're going to rejoin just behind Vettel, as I believe Alonso went through in his McLaren, missed a start on the soft tyres and running long during the stint, as Vettel hasn't got past the 2 McLarens ahead there. So hopefully we can get past those pretty quickly and not lose time to Vettel, as they're still within hunt of a podium position there. So we've got Alonso here, who's going very slowly in his McLaren Honda with his poor straight line speed, as he can go round the outside of him, down the second DRS zone there. It's a very easy overtake. And now we've got Vettel and Button going side by side. Hopefully he can pick up the pieces if there's contact or anything. Button's being forced out wide by Vettel, and we go round the outside of Button there. That was a very opportunistic and very good move there, very quick and decisive. As you can see the cars behind, Bottas, a Red Bull of Verstappen I believe, they're all bunched up behind the 2 McLarens, and we want to gain an advantage over them, because that will help out much better later in the race. As you can see, Bottas there is now stuck behind the 2 McLarens, so that's only going to cost him time and give me much more clear space which I can pull away from him. Unfortunately, we're not close enough to overtake Vettel going into turn 1, and I suspect he's going to pull away, really. So the fight for the podium is over, unfortunately. And now we're going on to the end of lap 14. We've set a personal best. The gap now to Bottas behind is 3 seconds. As you can see, Vettel is definitely starting to pull away, really. Unfortunately, I can't catch at the back of him. The Ferrari is just too quick today. But luckily, we are beating the other Ferrari, I believe, who's stuck behind Verstappen, who's some way behind Bottas. So Williams are definitely showing good pace. 4th and 5th is pretty much like real life, actually, in the real life Grand Prix. So we're kind of accurate at the moment to where we were. Where we were on the actual 2016 season. But now onto the penultimate lap, Bottas has started to close in quite a bit. We've got the gap out to about 4 seconds, but just recently he started to reel me in ever so slightly. The gap is now about 2 seconds. You can see there's a yellow flag that says being some instant behind. But now we're on the final lap of the race. We kept it nice and clean and consistent so far. Bottas is now less than 2 seconds behind. Vettel is a long way up the road, as is the Team Mercedes. So our attentions are behind, just trying to keep the gap behind. 4th place is very good, and we've done very good tyre wear and strategy as well this race so far. I mean, a 1-stop worked out very successfully. Everyone did a 1-stop. The tyres are starting to die now, though, a little bit, 66% on the front left, though it's not bad enough for any puncture or anything like that, so we don't have to worry. So it's been a very good race so far. That incident, there's not going to be any controversy. It's going to be good. We got a yellow flag head, but I'm sure that isn't anything. I'm sure it's just like a back marker. So it's nothing too serious as we're going through the third to last corner. Now we've got a queue of cars ahead, including Rosberg and Vettel. We've got to be given a time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. We're now in 2nd place. What the hell is happening here on the final lap of the race, final sector of the last lap? We come across the line. What position is going to be with the penalties? Is it going to be 4th? No. It's going to be set. No. Alright, I give up. I just give up with this. No.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. Tell me, what was the key to this success?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome.
That is really disappointing. Oh, we held 4th for so much of that race. We deserved 4th, really. I mean, we controlled the pace all race. Management, we stuck it ahead of Bottas. He was really, at the end of the day, slightly quicker than us all weekend. We held our own, and just that mistake at the end, I mean, it probably was our mistake. We overtook both Vettel and Rosberg under yellow flag conditions, and this gave us 5 seconds of penalties. Well, each, actually. 10 seconds of penalties for each car that we overtook. Verstappen in the end of the race was causing loads of incidents, as you saw there, with the instant chart. So I think he had a problem with his car and just became a mobile roadblock. But we're looking at it in slow motion there. It kept changing from yellow to green flag. It's now yellow flag again, and you can see the cars. There's no instant. There's no front wing damage. There's no stuff across the car. Just 4 cars traveling slowly. I mean, the rules state that if in a yellow flag zone, you can overtake a car if they're travelling really slowly. You saw that in Hamilton-Rosberg in Austria. Hamilton overtook Rosberg, who had massive front wing damage, down the back straight through a yellow flag zone caused by Perez, I believe it was. And I mean, those 4 cars going slowly, did it really warrant a yellow flag? There was no collision by what I saw there. It's just very, very frustrating, the yellow flag rules in this game, but I suppose at the end of the day that was still my fault. And you can see there the massive warnings that Verstappen got for all his many collisions and whatever the hell happened during those final few laps. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on cinematic vision, as I accidentally skipped that bit, and unfortunately when you skip to the end, then you just get back to the start and you have to wait ages to get back to the end again. I'm sure you know what I mean. But even so, 7th place, all I can be is disappointed. Once again, we threw it away on the final lap, like China. I'm just bitterly disappointed with that, unfortunately, guys. But if you enjoyed that video, please smash the like button, please subscribe if you're new. And yeah, hopefully we can have a better race for the Spanish Grand Prix. I have not recorded it yet, so I have no idea what happens. I hope we have a better race. Spain and Monaco aren't really tracks suited to our car, so I don't know how we're going to perform. Hopefully we're going to perform alright, but I guess we'll see. So I'll see you guys for the next race for the Spanish Grand Prix, so I'll see you guys then for the next race. Palms out.